All right, good morning. Good morning, or technically, it's good afternoon. Looks like it's about noon here on Sunday, April 12th. Happy Easter from the barn. We'll call it the sports barn. I'm feeling less depressed than I was on Good Friday. Whenever I made my last video, I was pretty upset about the future and what have you. I'm feeling slightly less depressed today. I'll warn you if we're going to get into really something dark, so you can turn the video off, because I know some of you don't like being depressed. Go play Fortnite or whatever else you do to keep yourself from being depressed. So what do we have for you here? Well, I saw that baseball. Here, let me pick up where I said some things last time about this. 61%. There's a poll out done by Seton Hall, the Seton Hall School of Business, saying that 61% of self-identifying sports fans won't attend any sporting events until there's a vaccination, which made me very unhappy, just because there's a good chance there won't be a vaccination. And if there is a vaccination, we're talking about the virus, of course, in case you from another planet. If there was a vaccination, it's going to be next year till they have it. There's no vaccination for HIV. There never has been one discovered. So I'm less depressed about this now, because I think it's a poorly worded question. They're asking somebody who they don't know who this person is, and until I see the internals of their poll, which I couldn't find, and I don't think they made it available, I was suspicious. In other words, you asked my father, are you a sports fan? Huh? What? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Will you go to a game if they don't have a vaccination? What? Oh, I don't go anywhere. He wouldn't go anyway. He's a sports fan, but he doesn't attend games. The correct question would have been something along the lines of, have you attended any sporting events in the past year? How many? And then you would have played your question off of that. There's no point in asking people that don't attend live sporting events if they're going to attend a live sporting event, contingent on whatever. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, there are a lot of fans out there like that. I don't like going to NFL football games myself. I just don't. I enjoy the game more watching it on TV. I got my refrigerator there. I can smoke my cigar. I got the bathroom right there. In 3 hours, the game is over, and I can move over and do something else, which is usually watch the next football game. Well, all that's, and it's not nearly as expensive. Some people, that is what they like to do. They have their whole routine. They tailgate. They get dressed up. It's an event for some people, and that's whatever you like to get into. That's great. But to ask me a question saying, would the virus, would you not attend? Would you or would you not attend an NFL game? I might say, well, I don't attend NFL games anyway. Ask me a question like, would you attend a minor league baseball game? Oh yeah, I'd attend a minor league baseball game. I don't care about this virus. Give me a chance. Let me go do it. I read something that they're kicking around now. Fauci, who, in case you don't know who this is the leader of the country at the moment. Dr. Fauci, an 80-year-old guy that's about that tall. He's running the country. No, I don't remember him being on the ballot either. No, he wasn't on the ballot. I don't think I had a choice. It was between, I think, this guy Trump and that awful person, Hillary Clinton. So you had those choices. Fauci wasn't on the ballot, but somehow now this guy Trump has put him in charge, and he's running the country. So Fauci's talking about having some kind of papers showing that you've got some type of immunity to the virus. I guess that would be either you were infected with it and got better, or maybe you're just naturally immune to the damn thing. which they'll be able to figure out by some test. So it'll be maybe you'll have papers. I think Bill Gates is in on this idea too. So you'll have papers of some type. Maybe they'll even come up with something like a tattoo or something. Maybe you could put it like here. Maybe it'd even be a barcode or a number. That'd be kind of neat. So you could do something like that. So they're thinking about doing something like that. And I'm thinking, well, okay, sign me up. What do I got to do? Inject me, man. I'm ready to do it. Let me out of the barn. Let me go watch minor league baseball. I want to do these things. But at any rate, so I'm thinking that 61%, I'm going to hopefully toss that out and say, okay, that's not serious. That's not serious. People aren't really that terrified of going out in this virus environment. That's what I'm telling myself here on Sunday, April 12th around noon. Looks like they've come up with an idea here for baseball. I don't know how serious of an idea it is, but they were going to basically play the entire season in the spring training locations, which, could be done. They have the facilities down there. This would all be done sans fans. That means no fans. What I thought was interesting is they would break the divisions up into who is near you down there at the spring training location. So you'd have whole new divisions. Like for example, Philadelphia, my team, the Phillies, we would be in the division with the Yankees. That sucks. Toronto, Pittsburgh, and Detroit. I mean, that's not, that's doable there. I mean, I think the Phillies are in a much easier division than the National League East. I mean, the Yankees are good, but Toronto, Pittsburgh, they're not very good, and Detroit's the worst team in the league. So, the Phillies would probably make the playoffs in that scenario. Some other divisions, I know we got some subscribers that are Reds fans. The Reds, they'd be out in Arizona. They would be in the division with the Dodgers. That's tough. They're really good. The White Sox, they're getting good. The Indians, they're pretty good. And then the Angels, they stink. But they have a big budget. I haven't handicapped teams yet this year just because why? What's the point? We're nowhere near the start of baseball season, so I haven't done it. But at any rate, that's interesting there. I mean, you got some natural heat in some of these things here, like Cleveland and Cincinnati in the same division. That's interesting. Cincinnati Dodgers, that's an old time rivalry from back in the 70s and 80s. Here, I know we got some Mets fans. I don't know how that happened either, but some Mets fans. So they would be with Washington, just like normal. But then they have Washington and Miami, so that's the National League East, basically. And then you mix in the Cardinals and Houston. So, that's a tough division there. You got the two teams that were in last year's World Series in your division. That sucks. That would not happen normally. So that's a tough way to go there for the Mets. But that seems like that would be Met luck. I don't know. I think this is really a pipe dream right now because they haven't, a couple things. In order to do this, you'd have to have the instant test technology. And this is one of my great frustrations of being locked in the barn here. Where is this stuff, I mean, I'm not stupid enough to believe what my president tells me, but, I keep listening to these people, not just him, other experts. Oh, it's coming, we got this. I mean, we got a machine here that'll give you a result in 5 minutes. Well, where is it? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it advertised. I haven't seen it in the news in use anywhere. I haven't heard. I mean, I have sources at the local hospital here in Berks County. I haven't heard any word about instant testing. Nothing. So, where is this stuff? So, we don't have instant testing yet. which you would need in order to hook up this type of baseball scenario. Furthermore, I think the biggest problem is these guys still haven't answered for themselves. What do we do when somebody tests positive? They're talking about quarantining these leagues, I guess, one in Arizona, one in Florida, and, you know, these the players, the coaches, the equipment people, the umpires, everything would be strictly controlled. They wouldn't be able to see their family members for 4 months. I mean, look, that's just not going to work. That's not going to happen. It might, quote, work if everybody actually did that. There's no way in hell they're going to do that. There's no way in hell somebody's going to jump the fence. It's going to happen. It's a mathematical certainty that somebody's going to test positive at some point. You can't, like, lock these guys in a prison for 4 months and expect they're never going to leave, that they can't see their family members or whatever else, you know, multi-million-dollar guys that are under 30 like to do, have sex. You know, they're going to go do something. I mean, and it's going to be contrary to whatever policy you put in place. It's going to happen. So, you know, as long as their answer is, well, if someone tells positive, we got to shut it all down. Well, then don't start. You know, just don't start, because it's impossible to hook up a league if that's your answer. All right, what else? I don't have a whole lot else here. I saw it down in Montgomery County. That's the county adjacent to Berks County down towards Philadelphia. The local newspaper said they've had 68 deaths down there so far. That's just in Montgomery County. But then Montgomery County, much like New York, reports good data on who's where and who's sick and who's dead and what have you. As it turns out, every last one of these people is over the age of 50. Every last one of them. 2 of them are in the 50 to 59 group. So that means that 66 out of 68 of them were over 60 years old, which works out to, you know, what, 97, 98%. So it's just like I've been saying. You know who's affected by this, and it's generally people that are affected by any type of illness, not just the corona flu, but anything, heart disease, cancers, diabetes, any of this stuff affects older people. So, you know who's afflicted by this. We are, the government is willfully ignoring it. What can you do? I mean, what can you do? So a couple other things here. I guess the police physically pulling people off of the buses down in Philadelphia if you don't have a mask on. I mean, physically pulling them off of them. I'm not 100% sure what would spread the virus more, physically pulling a guy off a bus, or, you know, and what if you just didn't let him on to begin with, or what if, what if I had a mask on and then I decided to take it off? Then they immediately call the cops. Does the bus just sit there till the cops arrive and I'm removed? And what is the bus doing operating in the first place? I thought we were under martial law here, where we're locked down. At least that's where I am. So you're running the subways? I can't think of a more mask or no mask. I can't think of a better place to get this virus than on a public transit system in a big city. Well, anyway, so I saw the police are busting up church services all over the country. I'm assuming all over the country. I think this particular story I saw was Kentucky. I could be wrong on this. I think they went into a church that holds like 300 people. There might have been 16 people in there. They went in and busted that up. Sorry, can't be worshiping. Sorry, you're too close together. Yeah, and I'm assuming that all 16 of them probably were, spread out all over the place. I mean, I guess it's possible they all could have been all sitting right next to each other. I suppose that's possible. I don't think it's likely. I have a feeling that people are taking their social distancing seriously, even if they don't have a gun to their head. But, you know, the cops came in and put a gun to their head and broke up the service. I think what some people ought to start thinking about, mostly these Democrat governors, who are, seems to me, the ones that are instigating all of this martial law. Sooner or later, the police are going to go into one of these services, and as Barack Obama will tell you, at least here in Pennsylvania, the one thing we cling to is our religion and our guns. We cling to the guns too. So we're going to go into one of these churches, and everybody's going to be carrying at one point, and they're going to be ready. And then it's going to be who wants it more. So, you know, does the cops really want to break up that service? Do the worshipers really want to have it on with the cops? You know, sooner or later, something like that's going to happen. It might be next week, it might be a year from now, but it's going to happen. So people might think about that. How long does that go on for? I've been keeping track of people on my side of the argument. We're going to take off Mike Gundy because he apologized for his remarks, I'm sure at gunpoint or termination point. You must apologize or we'll be forced to fire you. So he did it. I don't know how he did it. I'm sure he probably, I hope it was a non-apology apology. Instead, we're going to put on Dabo. Swindon. I think I spelled that right. Now, I want to hate this guy because he coaches Clemson, and Clemson beat Ohio State, and I think they were gifted the game by the officials. But, you know, not that I've forgotten or that should be water under the bridge, but I'm a bitter Ohio State fan, so no, that I do not forgive. At any rate, because he serves my purposes, I'll put him on my list. He said that he's ready to kick off the season as normal in September. Stands packed with fans. He's ready. He thinks it's no problem. He doesn't know. He said we stormed the beaches of Normandy. We sent a man to the moon. We invented the iPhone. You know, why can't we overcome this? Yeah, word. That's right. Absolutely. I'm with you 100%, Dabo. 100%. So he's right. We should be able to overcome this unless we just, you know, force and continue to make these unforced errors of locking ourselves up. I did think about one thing, though. You know, he mentioned storming the beaches of Normandy. So apparently to me what that means is we're going to open things up here in the United States because we got it all figured out and we'll be good to go. But the Germans, they're screwed, I would imagine, because, you know, they're the ones we beat at Normandy, so they're screwed. They can just stay locked down. I really don't care what happens in Germany, frankly. So that's what we have here on April 12th. Maybe next episode, I saw the NFL Network was rerunning their 100 top teams. I never did get to see that whole series. I saw part of it in a bar, the sound was down. I got the gist of it, but I never did like totally, you know, count up who was where. So I think I'm pretty sure I got that taping right now. And maybe next episode we'll do the top, at least the top 10 teams in NFL history. We'll compare what they think it is and figure out who they is. And then we'll tell you what it really is. So that is what we have for you here on Sunday. And down goes the pointer. No problem. From me to you, we'll talk again. Eric Arnold out.